from a different star, flying over streets and the broken hearts. But they can't even touch us, we found a different beat. Paradise is waiting and we bought the leaves. Ooh, getting caught in the mist, there's so many that never get out of. They're feeding the fears and the doubts.
Good morning, good morning. It is 6:30 on a Sunday morning, which must mean, hello Bubbo, it's a competition vlog. So Megan and I today are going to the Riding Club Area 7 Combined Training Qualifier. Couldn't get my words out then, you can tell it's early. We are doing a prelim test and a novice test, and both our jumping rounds are 75 centimetres. So let's get these ponies fed and get underway. Good morning, Mumu. Oh, you've been having a rub on your hay. Good morning. Good girlie, you're so pretty. Lauren's been a part-time vlogger, so I'm actually going to film some interim videos for her vlog. Here she is getting Mega ready. What test are you doing, Lauren? Have you told your vlog this yet?
Well, I said I was doing a novice and a prelim. So I'm doing novice 34.
Yeah.
Yes, we're doing the novice first, which is a bit
Backward, but
yeah,
we move. Yeah.
So yeah, novice first, then prelim 2.
Prelim 2. Ooh. And then you're doing 75 jumping both rounds?
Yes.
75 jumping.
And one of my tests is on grass.
Which will be fabulous, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And here, oh, by the way, guys, let me just introduce you to Megan's plats. And she's got 4 in and a bit of spike. I'm so jealous because Jim at the moment has got 18, 19, including the forelock. So, and here is top groom Lynn sorting out Mega's feet because, let's face it, trying to get a bay ready for a competition is quite easy, and apparently this is acceptable. There's mud on the roof. One job.
I mean, just a couple of zeros.
Have we got more?
So what then? Is the neck not even been...
I don't know, is that...
Oh, on the neck.
Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Standards are slipping. Don't. We're viewing. Right, and also she made a big fuss to me that she cleaned the bottom of her stirrups.
Look at that.
What?
I did clean them.
So how did that get there?
The water must have looked like it was clean.
I won you a showing riding school pony. Not riding school, riding pony. On
Turnout.
That's what it won on.
They went in the sink and everything.
Well, yeah, but they need brushing.
Did you use a brush? Did you just...
No.
No.
Just one of the
So,
rinse.
but the saddle's clean and the bridle's clean, so I give you that.
Yeah. She
Well
did only
done.
have a bath last weekend as well.
Oh God.
That's all right.
Sorry, I've only bathed Jim twice in one day. Jealous.
Okie dokie, on straight into novice 34. So we enter up the centre line and track left at C. The judges commented active entry and marked us a 6.5. We then go round to E and circle 20 metres in diameter, then doing a half circle left 10 metres, K to D, and then proceeding to H. So all of that is part of one mark, which we scored a 7, and there was a comment of a little unsteady in the head at times. We then go all the way around to B and basically repeat the same on the other rein. So another 20 metre circle, then a half circle, 10 metres, and sort of loop back round on ourselves. We scored a 7 again with the judge's comment of clear rhythm. So obviously better this way, which is ironic because this is actually Mega's weaker rein. So it's good actually that we've had a consistent mark on both reins. That shows that hopefully we're making some improvements on that. At C, we transition down to medium walk, continuing to change the rein H to X in medium walk. We scored a 6 with a comment of against the hand to walk, and I remember when I rode that transition thinking, whoops, I was a little bit firm in asking for the downward transition and it was a bit abrupt, so that was completely my fault. We then transitioned into a free walk on a long rein XFK and then pick up medium walk at K. We scored a 7.5 with a comment of clear ground cover and stretch, which we know that Mega does love a free walk on a long rein. At E, we pick up working trot. We scored a 7. There's no comment there. And then between H and C, we transition to working canter. And then between C and F, show some medium canter strides. Then transitioning back down to working canter at F, we scored a 6 for this, and the judge has just underlined lengthening of steps. I think just because it was on grass, I was a little bit tentative with that. At A, we do a half circle 20 metres, changing the leg into trot across X and then picking up canter again. We scored a 6.5 with a comment of tense. Between C and K, we show some medium canter strides again and then come back to working canter at K. We scored a 6, again with the underlining of lengthening of steps, so basically the same problem we had on the other rein. Then at A, we do the same thing again, so a half circle, 20 metres, coming over trot over X and then picking up canter again, circling half 20 metres to C. We scored a 6.5 with a comment of could be more fluid through trans, which I think was fair. She was a little bit uptight in canter on this day for some reason. We then changed the rein, showing some medium strides of trot across the middle, but unfortunately had a little slip and an almost break into canter there, which we got a 4.5, which was a shame. We then continue in working trot KAF and then change the rein, showing medium strides in the other direction. We scored a 6 with a comment of little tense, so I think that just threw Mega and I slightly. We then do working trot H to B and then circle 20 metres at B, allowing the horse to stretch. Thankfully, she did relax a little bit here, so we managed to redeem ourselves and scored a 7, which I was pleased with because sometimes in the stretchy trot, she doesn't stretch too much and she could stretch more here, but you can see she is relaxing over the back, which was pleasing, particularly after the tension in the canter. We continue round and then at A, turn up the centre line, coming down to medium walk at D. We scored a 6.5 for this. We then proceed further up the centre line to X, where we halt, and we scored a 6.5 for that. Judges' comments were an attractive horse with correct paces and potential, a little tense at times today, affecting the ease of movements, but when relaxed there will be more marks to come, so very pleased. There was a bit of a mix-up with our times, so it was straight on to our next test, no time for vlogging in between. We come up the centre line and track left at C. We scored a 7 with a comment of fairly straight entry. Then at E, we circle left 20 metres, and then also in this mark included is working trot EKAF, which we scored a 7 for, and the judge has commented clear rhythm, which is something that actually the judges do seem to like with Mega's trot work, which is good. That basically then continues round FXC, so like on a sort of funny line to get back up the centre line. And then at C we track right. We scored a 7 for this, and actually watching it, I'm not particularly straight, so there's definitely room for improvement and ability for us to increase the marks there. We then continue round to B and essentially repeat the same thing on the other rein. So do another 20-metre circle, and again in that mark, trot work from B, F, A, K is included in that. And again, we scored a 7, but the judge has commented a little tight in the back. So you can just see there, Mega just is getting a little fixed through her back rather than relaxing and coming through. Again, we then continue round K, X, C and do the funny line to get up the centre line again. And then at C, track left, we scored a 6.5, and the judge commented lost quarters on centre line, swung to the right. So although I got away with the wibbly wobbly on the other rein, I didn't on this rein. Between C and H, transition to medium walk, we scored a 7 with a comment of fairly fluent. You then change the rein in medium walk, H to B, we scored a 7 again with a comment of clear rhythm. You then do a half circle 20 metres in free walk on a long rein, B to E. We scored a 7. There's obviously a double mark for that and a comment of fair stretch shown, which is good. Then at E, you pick up back into medium walk over the diagonal to M. We scored a 6 with a comment of slight loss of rhythm and a bit stuck, which is fair. You can see I do still sometimes have difficulty with picking Mega up after the free walk on a long rein. So we just got a bit of tension and lost the rhythm in our walk there. Between M and C, transition to working trot, we scored a 7 with a comment of fluent. And then between C and H, transition to working canter. And then H, E, K, A in working canter, also a 7 with a comment of obedient. At A, we then circled 20 metres. We scored a 7. There's no comment there, but watching this, I would say there's still too much tension for my liking. I needed to be getting more involved and getting her to really loosen over her back to get the higher marks. Between A and F, transition to working trot, we scored a 7. There's no comment there. And then you change the rein across the middle, B and E. We scored a 7 with a comment of clear rhythm. Picking up canter between H and C, we scored a 7, and then at C we do a 20-metre circle. We scored a 6.5. This also includes the canter along the long side back down to the bottom of the arena, and there's comments to say that it's a little tight through the back and the quarters came in, which is completely fair. That I just needed to be doing more here to try and get her to relax over her back. There was too much tension. Then at F, we transition down to working trot. We scored a 7. We then turn up the centre line and proceed to halt, where we scored an 8. What a way to finish the test. Judges' comments were a well-presented test with lots to like, just a little tight sometimes in the back. mum's groan of disappointment as I take out the last fence because we all know the last fence means that's a rider error. But anyway, I thought I would let you watch the first round and I'll voice over the second one. I really wish I could mishmash these two rounds together because some of the jumps I get a much better line to in this second round, but in the first round, because Mega didn't know where she was going, she wasn't quite as forward, so she jumps much nicer and doesn't get as flat. But yeah, I overall was really pleased and did see an improvement in this round. On this corner, I think I didn't get such a good line to it, but because I maintained the canter through the turn, which is something I've been really working on, Mega's able to just figure it out and we still make the stride through that related distance. This corner here, she kept wanting to motorbike round, but again, I managed to get her to sit on her hocks and really get that pingy jump. It's this line that she gets a little bit too onward bound through, and then we get just a little bit of a duff stride to that spread, which is why we take the rail. But again, here I just make her sit on her hocks, bring her back, and then even though the stride's not right, she pops that nicely.
We are all done and dusted. Megwin's been deplatted, sponged off. She was a very good girl. It was very go. There was a bit of a mix up with our dressage times, but the novice was the better test of the two, which is ironic. I think probably it was because it challenged us a little bit more. We just had a little slip in the medium trot going downhill slightly. But yeah, it was a really good test. I was pleased with that. And then we did prelim 2, which I didn't feel like felt a very good test, but we shall see what the scores say about that. And then we did our show jumping rounds literally like one after the other, so that I didn't have to warm her up 2 times. And she literally went in that warm up and was like fire, like on it. Game on, weren't you, Megs? Don't look at now. She's a bit tired now, aren't we? But yeah, she was super. Flew round. We just took 3 poles in the first round. There's a related distance, which the striding's just a little bit long or a bit short. I can't decide. I didn't actually get a chance to walk the course, so we took both the spread and then the upright in that distance, and then I think it might have been the last jump in the first round, so that was probably me. And then we came round, did it again for our second class, and she jumped so much better, and we got much better shots to stuff, and just had the one pole where we got a little bit long, so instead of having a nice curving line on 5 strides like we did in the round before, she cut the corner a little bit because she knew where she was going and did 4 and a bit, so we took the rail off of there. But yeah, so pleased with her. It's paying off, dropping the height down a little bit, getting our confidence up. She's definitely feeling much more confident, so that's what it's all about. So yeah, we shall see what the scores are and I'll keep you posted and let you know. Megwin having some well-deserved snacky snacks. Look at our super posh rug that we won as well from Charles Owen. Very nice. Out in the field for a couple of hours of munching time for the best girl. Home sweet home, as you would have seen, and Megwin is out in the field. Scores on the doors, guys. That was my drum roll. So we got 68.62% in our prelim 2 test, which I personally didn't think felt very good, but apparently was the better scoring test of both of my tests. Meg's having a roll, and that round was the one we got 4 faults in, so we ended up in 2nd place, which is pretty amazing. Very pleased with that. And then the novice test we scored 65%, so not a horrible score, but actually I think the judge could have been a bit more generous, but like things like our medium canter, we didn't get anything world beating. I think we got 6 for both of those because I was a bit cautious about bowling along the long sides with no studs in, and yeah, grass when we've had quite a lot of rain recently. So yes, and then the 3 poles on top of that, we finished up in 5th, out of 5th to be fully transparent. 5 out of 5. But yeah, I can't be displeased with her. Like, if you've been following our journey for a while, you'll know that our jumping has been something that we've been really striving to work on. We know that her dressage and stuff is in quite a good place now, so I just wanted to try and get her jumping up to a decent sort of level, and that appears to be going the way that we want it to for now anyway, at least. So yeah, really pleased with today's outing. Not a bad day in the office at all. Hope you guys have enjoyed coming along for the ride. Make sure you like, comment and subscribe, because I will be vlogging next weekend, because we are off to Hartbury for the NAF Winter National Championships for some more dressage. So see you around if you want to tune in for that one too. Bye guys.